Hello, my name is David Hall. Over this semester, I had the opportunity to volunteer with a company called Behavioral Health Group here in my hometown of Hazard, Kentucky. Behavioral Health Group is an outpatient substance abuse clinic. They are based out of Texas and operate in 64 locations across 14 states. Some of the work that they do and some of the options that they offer at their clinic are one-on-one counseling. They have peer counseling. They have group counseling, and then they also offer methadone and Suboxone uh, to try to help combat opioid addiction and any other kind of substance abuse that the client may be suffering from. Um, One of the key reasons I volunteered with Behavioral Health Group was actually from the recommendation of a friend of mine who is a social worker and a former employee of theirs. And basically, he recommended that I choose Behavioral Health Group because they would give me a real chance to see behind the scenes and see how everything works instead of just shutting me off to the side to file papers or whatever else kind of busy work they could find for me. And he turned out to be right. The staff there were fantastic, very professional, and they gave me the opportunity um, to not so much. I almost hate to say the word volunteer because really I more or less got to shadow every team within the building and learn how the process works from the intake of a patient to um, the final discharging of a patient to where they are themselves um, dependent on only themselves and no longer uh, needed by need help from the social worker themselves. Um, so that being said, some of the people that I got to work with, some of the different teams I got to work with and kind of shadow and learn from were the nursing staff there. I got to see how they operated their questionnaires, what kinds of questions they were asking the patients as they were coming in. Um, they're they're more or less given a quick checkup just to see if there's anything going on with them outside of the substance abuse. Um, and from there, they are sent to a nurse practitioner who actually writes their prescription. He manages um, the flow of their medication as far as Suboxone and methadone. And basically, they work on a system of um, trying to slow people down off of it. So the way it works there, you come in, and when you're first intake into the system, you uh, you show up every week, and you dose every week, and then once you get through that week and you show progress and you have no relapses or you don't miss out on any counseling sessions or anything like that, then you go down to once every 2 weeks, and so forth until you're coming in once a month at the most, and then eventually can leave the clinic, which, like I said, it is outpatient, so nobody stays there. But eventually, the patients are able to go out on their own and get off of the Suboxone, off of the methadone, which is great. Um, the Other than the nurse practitioner, I also got to work with the administration, um, actually at the front, at the front door, taking patients in, answering phone calls, and controlling the flow of patients coming in and out, which right now was a task because of COVID. There's obviously restrictions on how many people can be in the building at a time. Um, and then obviously I got to work with the counselors. Um, got to sit in on a few sessions with some of their clients and learn a few of their methods. And really got a fantastic opportunity to learn from some people that have been there and been in the field for 12, 13, years, and learn their experience. And um, just I gained a lot of really useful knowledge and insight. Um, One of the things that most surprised me about this place that I volunteered at was the sheer amount of clients that they see daily. I obviously know that opioid addiction is a huge, massive problem in Eastern Kentucky. It has been for some time, but I think I was wrongly assuming that not a lot of people were seeking help, and I was definitely proven wrong. They they had a line around their building all day, every day that I was there, um, and the people that I got to talk to and meet and learn their stories, they genuinely want help, um, which you know it's really easy if when you grow up in this area to become jaded and cynical of people with substance abuse issues because it's so prevalent here. Um, the biggest misconception is that a lot of people don't want help, but they definitely do. There was definitely not um, a shortage of clients coming in. Now, as far as what I hope to do in this field, mainly I want to work with veterans. Being a veteran myself, and actually getting to go through the VA system, and experience the the client side of it. I've got to work, or I've got to see some of the social workers at the VA, um, and basically, I just want to give back to the community that I've been a part of for 12 years now, and because it's what I know, I have experience in that field. But that being said, unfortunately, working with veterans, I definitely think that I will be using some of the knowledge I learned during this volunteer project, because substance abuse is unfortunately a huge problem among that community, as is any adult community. Um, so while I didn't get to work specifically with the group that I intend to work with post degree, I think that the lessons that I learned during this volunteer project will definitely help guide me as I go into this new career. Um, but I think that this was a fantastic assignment, and I'm really glad to have got to do it, and glad to get to meet all of you through the discussion boards and learn from you. And I hope that you all are successful in everything you do. And other than that, have a wonderful week. Goodbye.